Okay, hello and welcome to the game Heroes Hour. This is a very clearly Heroes of Might and Magic inspired indie RPG / strategy game, recently recommended to me in the comments, and it looks really interesting. You can probably immediately tell that the combat is quite different. It's kind of designed to be a little bit more casual and a little bit more fast-paced than Heroes 3. It's much more macro-focused rather than micro-focused, so the overworld is mostly the same, but once you kind of enter battle, it's a lot more real-time, and you're kind of limited in terms of what you can do. But yeah, it's an interesting looking game, and yeah, it's one of quite a big wave of games at the moment, clearly inspired by the Heroes of Might and Magic games, as we will see when we get into it. I've been playing it for a few minutes, I've kind of got down some of the absolute basics, but I thought it would be good just to kind of go through it together, kind of learn as we go, see what it's like, and see if we can get through the tutorial, which should be fairly straightforward, you would think, and should introduce us to all the basic elements of the game. Although before we jump into it, let's just have a quick look at this just to kind of show some of the similarities to Heroes of Might and Magic 3 in particular. We can kind of see there's kind of a clear link between a lot of these factions and the kind of factions you'll see in the Heroes of Might and Magic games. So there's Order, which appears to be the kind of castle faction. There's literally Griffins, for example. Decay is clearly the kind of Necropolis-inspired faction. We've got like Bone Dragons there or something like that. This is the kind of Rampart faction. The Arcane faction has got genies and golems by the looks of it, so that seems to be the kind of gargoyles too. Seems to be the kind of tower faction, so you can kind of see the similarities already, and you will continue to see similarities as we go. But yeah, we're going to go with the tutorial first. So welcome to Heroes Hour. This tutorial will teach you the basics. You're currently looking at the adventure map, and your hero stands there in the center. To start, select your hero by clicking them on the map, so that's fairly straightforward. We can see lurking around our heroes, we've got, or our hero, singular, we've got 10 gargoyles and 10, I think they're goblins or something? We'll soon find out, but you can see your creatures that you carry with you do kind of lurk around your hero, which is a nice little touch. So the first thing to do is to go and pick up the gold. So that's pretty straightforward. You can see the kind of similarity straight away to Heroes of Might and Magic. So there's a camp there which is going to supply us with gold and also give us a bit of extra movement, so I think that's 4 extra movement, I'm not sure. I imagine it's a little bit less complicated in terms of movement points. Like Heroes 3 is quite complicated in some ways in terms of movement points, so this is kind of a lot more, as I said, fast-paced, a lot more casual. Okay, so your hero can only move so far each day, but that campfire just allowed you to move 4 extra steps. Yeah, it's done in terms of steps rather than movement points as far as I can tell. Use them to travel northwards. As you travel, more of the map will be revealed, and you will find a sawmill with zombies protecting it, which we've already seen. So let's go towards that, and we have moved as far as we can for this turn. And yeah, as you'll kind of already be familiar with most likely, when you end the turn, that gives your opponents time to move as well. And they play the game much the same way as we do, unsurprisingly. Each day your hero has their movement points refilled. You also gain resources daily from certain buildings, like the sawmill up there. The zombies are defending it, but you can attack them by moving towards them, and the path turns red when you go to fight. So yeah, don't mix that up with running out of movement points. So like in Heroes of Might and Magic, the red color means you've run out of movement points. In this game, it means you can go, but you're going to be attacked if you do. So don't get that one mixed up, and also it's right click instead of left click. I mean, you probably don't need to know that right now, but just saying. So here's the battle map, and this is a slightly weird comparison, but in some ways it actually reminds me of the game Digimon World, which is it's similar in the sense that you kind of control things indirectly, so you can influence the battle, but you're kind of limited in the ways that you influence the battle. So you just have these kind of basic commands. For the most part, you leave it to your units to kind of figure out how to fight themselves, and we can see that the units all kind of spread out on the field. So I've gone with defensive stance, which means they have to come towards us first, and the reason I've done that is we do have these, let me check, are they goblins? Yeah, goblin gunners, so it makes sense that we let them come towards us rather than the other way around, and hopefully we can clean up these zombies without taking too many losses, although the gargoyles are being a bit too defensive, so I'm going to switch them onto attacking stance, and they are able to immediately start cleaning up the zombies. And there we go, that's a fairly basic fight. We didn't take any losses, we gained some experience, and we now have access to the sawmill, which gives us 2 wood per day, which is again a very familiar mechanic. And we're now asked to move to the east to find a town and take control of it and pick up any stray resources on our way there. So let's go and pick up the gold. And let's move towards the town. Can't quite reach it this turn, but we just end the turn there. And we should be able to move into the town of Recruitment. So here's the town screen. We have the option of building, similar to most Heroes of Might and Magic games, one building per day. So if we just have a quick look through, we've got the Plaza of Arcane, which is going to give us gold per day. The Arcane Spire is a faction-specific mechanic, which gives all of our heroes a 0 mana spell with extra power. Whenever cast, the spell changes to another random one, so that sounds pretty good. I'm immediately pretty tempted by that. It tells us that we can create some more Goblin Gunners for our army on the right side panel. So I think we just press this to create one, or we press max to buy all of them at once. We do have 13,000 gold, so we can pretty easily do that. And again, the resources will look pretty similar. So there's ore, there's wood, mercury, crystal, and sulfur. So it looks like gems are the ones to go. But yeah, lots of buildings in the town which all do something different. You can mouse over to find out what they do. If you construct the quarry, you can hire more gargoyles, and those things look pretty good. I'm also tempted to upgrade the workshop just to make the range unit slightly stronger. And the Mage's Guild is going to give us 2 minor spells, 1 major spell, and Town Portal, which requires hero level 5. I assume that's just done for balance reasons, because of course it's such a powerful spell in the Heroes of Might and Magic games. I assume it works the same way, and they're probably just trying to make sure that all players have equal access to that, since it is so important. I want to ignore the tip, and I want to go for the Arcane Spire. Hopefully that's not a mistake, but I really like the idea of casting spells that don't cost me spell points. Let's go for it. So the current spell is Ice Ball. Alright, so in order to recruit gargoyles we need ore. We don't have an infinite amount of ore, so we need to head out and find some. So we're going to go north, and we're going to send our hero to the shrine, which is what we're told to do. Let's go grab some gold first, and then let's go to the minor shrine. That's taught our hero the spell Summon Anima. When we next enter battle, we choose to use the spell to more easily defeat our opponents. Casting a spell costs mana, which will slowly regenerate day by day. Please continue north until you find the ore mine and attack the units defending it. So the units defending it here are 3 different types of units. Looks like some kind of elf archer, I think. And then the middle unit is Anima, which we can now summon ourselves. And there's also some wolves, and I'm not really sure how difficult this is going to be. But the game says it's going to be hard. Still seems to think we can do it. So I guess we just go for it and hope for the best. So in this case we've got rangers who've got 60 health, 10 damage, 5 speed, 5 power. Not sure exactly what that does. I assume it's related to their kind of abilities. So they've got the arrow rain ability, which enables them to fire multiple shots at once, so it's like an area of effect damage, I think. So our creatures are the Goblin Gunner, who have 31 health each. Constant 6 damage, very slow in terms of speed, but that's fine. They're ranged creatures, so I don't think that matters too much. Gargoyles clearly are best units, and since their best units seem to be the Elven Archers as far as I can tell, yeah, Anima pretty weak. These guys 60 health each, and Pack Hunter pretty strong, but Gargoyles look to be slightly better, so I think we do want to go aggressive here. And because these guys are so slow, this is as far as we can move them. Because they're so slow, I think we just want to get them involved, so I'm going to send them to the front. I'm going to put the hero next to them, and I'm going to put the Gargoyles as close to the rangers as possible, and let's just hope that our spells are enough to make up for the fact that we didn't go for the gargoyle building. Let's see what we can do. So, Ice Ball. Costs 6 mana, deals damage to a single target and slows them. Don't know if we need to really slow many of these. It looks like there's potentially a couple of upgraded units there. Let's actually... I assume those are upgraded. Thing is, I don't really need to slow these. I wouldn't mind slowing the wolves, so I'm going to go for this one. It does actually kill them off immediately. And we're not yet able to cast Summon Anima, but we will go for that soon. We've got 10 mana, so we can afford to go for that once. Hopefully not taking too many losses. Our gargoyles aren't doing a great job of keeping our goblins safe. Let's summon some of these next to the rangers. Hopefully those will keep those nice and distracted, and our gargoyles can just move in. Hopefully finish them off. Definitely taking some losses here. It doesn't look too good for us, although the goblins are clearly doing pretty well. We've lost a few gargoyles, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so we lost 6 out of 10 gargoyles and 3 goblins. 3000 XP. So Theo is now level 2, and we can see the kind of primary skills here. They will again look very familiar. So there's attack, which increases the damage of our creatures. Defense, pretty self-explanatory. Knowledge increases our maximum mana by 10 per level. And spell power is the effectiveness of our spells. So again, very familiar mechanics there for anyone who's ever played the Heroes of Might and Magic games. Luck gives a chance for our creatures to land critical strikes, which do much higher damage, and morale gives a chance for our creatures to move and attack faster for a while. So in this game, I kind of feel like luck sounds better. That's how I feel right now. I mean, I've not actually seen it in practice. So we've got 2 options available to us. We can now choose between 2 possible skills. So there's the royalty skill, which decreases the cost of hiring units in our towns, and the alchemy skill, which gives us a special resource named Ether after every battle. This resource can be used with the Ether Forge in town to create units, spells, or other effects, and the amount of Ether increases with our skill level. And as we progress through, we can see various different skills are available to us. I'm not sure exactly how the unlocking works. I'm sure we will find that out. I'm not sure if we have to kind of go one level at a time, or if we have to kind of have both at once and then just kind of follow the path. Not really sure about that, but I think right now alchemy appeals to me more because we're clearly doing fine for gold. We've got 12k. We've got a decent amount of other resources, so decreasing the cost of units in town is not really a big deal. I am going to go for alchemy. Okay, so we can see more information about our hero stats by double-clicking them on the map or double-clicking on their portrait. So this is our hero Theo. I don't think he has a specialty. I think the differences between different heroes are just governed by their starting skills, but that's something we might have to figure out as we play through the game. Okay, so our hero currently knows a single skill at rank 1. Each skill can be leveled up several times for better and better effects. Above the skills are the hero's stats. You can click the spellbook to see what spells your heroes know, and afterwards we can go and claim that ore mine, so let's go do that first. I'm hoping we will get to go back to our town, because I could do with some more units. Okay, go explore the map with your hero. Be careful about what enemies you attack. You can mouse over to see their difficulty. Usually it's best to fight moderate and easy difficulty armies. As your hero's army grows stronger, more enemies become easy. So that's pretty straightforward and self-explanatory. Okay, so let's end the turn there. And next turn begins. Let's go back to our town, and I'm pretty tempted to go for the quarry this time. I feel like we probably should have done that. The other options. The Hall of Shaping will enable us to create Golem or Ice Sculptor. Base growth is 4 and 4 respectively, so I imagine we have to choose between the two. I think Ice Sculptor looks like a decent range unit from what I can tell. It's this kind of mage look. Infirmary enables us to bring half of our lost creatures back. A few creatures are brought back to their dwellings each day. I think we can worry about that more once we actually have better units, but for now we're going to avoid that. Ether Forge allows friendly artisans and wizards to spend their ether for bonuses. We don't have too much of that yet, so let's not go for that just yet. I'm going to go for the Hall of Shaping, and we can actually compare these directly. So the Ice Sculptor doesn't appear to be a range unit actually. Pretty low health, pretty low damage. But what it does do is it summons 2 ice engines. Don't know how good those are. They must be pretty good though, because Ice Sculptors have pretty low stats. If we compare them to Golems, Golem's clearly a lot better in terms of stats. So I can only conclude that Ice Engines must be pretty solid. We get 2 of them each. They're probably fairly similar to Golems, I think. We'll soon find out. I'm going to go for these. I'm going to buy some. They're now in the garrison. Can we actually pick up heroes? Possibly at some point. But yeah, we built this turn, so it's time to go back to our hero, and probably do want to go back, because yeah, we definitely can't take that on. I need to make sure I don't accidentally go for it. I won't double click. Okay, so we can't take on these. We probably shouldn't take on these. Moving to the south, we can easily take on these. So I think for this turn, we're just going to pick up some resources, and we'll start heading back. Okay, so next turn we're going to pick up some more units. So we're going to end this turn here, and let's go back to our town. Okay, so this time round we can build the quarry, which I think we probably should have done before. It probably would have been a bit more useful than the Arcane Spire in hindsight. If we go for the fort, it greatly increases the growth rate of a chosen dwelling. Doesn't seem necessary right now. I think, yeah, going for the quarry does make sense. Let's buy some more gargoyles, and let's bring our hero back to the town. Let's pick all of these up. Okay. So this stuff is going to give us a bit of extra movement, and I'm not sure what this is. Oh, it's just basic mercury. Okay. Well, I'm sure we can find a use for that, so let's go for it. This should be pretty easy. I want to see what these guys do, but I also want to make sure they don't get killed. So let's put them towards the back. Not actually sure what happens when the hero gets injured. From what I've seen, he just kind of goes out of the fight temporarily. Let's close this for now. And yeah, let's keep these guys towards the back. Let's keep these guys towards the front. We can actually go defensive. We should be fine to do that. Let's go. Okay, so here we go. We can go for this spell, I think. This time round it's Summon Imps. Does cost us mana. Or it should cost us mana, possibly. I'm not really sure. Anyway, I think we don't need it in this particular fight, so we're going to stay defensive. Our hero is getting mobbed, so we're going to switch to attack stance. From what I've seen, yeah, attack stance kind of does more. Let's actually see what these things do. Okay, so Ice Engine, they're around half the health of golems. They're pretty decent in terms of damage. Difficult to knock back, more health than normal, and they slow enemy creatures down. So yeah, that looks pretty decent. Let's leave that be for now. Hopefully we won't lose any important units. Yeah, just lost the one gargoyle, that seems completely fine. We don't level up for that, but never mind. Let's move forward. Let's pick this up, let's get some more movement, and then let's move in this direction. Let's pick up another camp, chain some more movements together, and a lot of gold here, some wood, some ore, and a treasure chest, which could, I think, contain an artifact, so that's pretty tempting. We've also got some skeletons who are guarding the Dusk Mage's Cape for +2 spell power. That's pretty good for us right now. I think I might go for that. Moderate seems fine if we cast some spells, so let's go for these. Okay, so let's actually check out what these do. So there's troglodytes. They're pretty good. Much better than Heroes 3 troglodytes. Gorgons, who have a chance of petrifying us, and Watchers, who are essentially beholders from Heroes 3 as far as I can tell. Okay, so this time round, again defensive is tempting. Does this do anything? Can we actually interact with the gold? I don't think so. Anyway, let's just go in. Let's start the fight, and let's see what we can do with our spell points. So we can summon imps. Can we? Oh, I've summoned them in the wrong place. Okay, so that's kind of far away, but they are on their way in. What does this do? Yeah, I'm still kind of learning the basics. So if I left click, I think that encourages my units to go in that direction, as far as I can tell. I've lost a couple of gargoyles, but the enemy creatures are actually fleeing, so you don't have to finish them off. You just have to make them retreat. So lost a couple of gargoyles, I think that's fine. We do level up. So we could go for, I think, another level of alchemy, or we can go for diplomacy. Cost gold. I imagine it's not as overpowered as it is in Heroes 2 and 3. There's also recruitment, which increases the weekly growth of units in our towns. We're getting close to the end of the week, but we don't have too many dwellings. I quite like the idea of diplomacy. And yeah, we can see how the kind of skill progression works, so if we buy this, or if we go for this, we do have the option of the two immediately below it, but not the one that we kind of don't have an immediate link to. So if we go for royalty, we should then be able to go for destruction, which looks pretty good. But if we go in this direction, we can go for Legion, which is going to increase the health of all our creatures by 5 and the damage by +1. So yeah, that sounds, especially, as it says, especially useful for those kind of low-level high growth types of units. That seems like it'd be really good with a kind of necropolis equivalent town, because there is necromancy in this game. That has been confirmed. But for this particular hero, maybe not. I think I'm just going to go for diplomacy. We've got plenty of gold to spare. And then let's move in this direction. That's as far as we can go. We've already built in our town, so let's just end the turn. And let's pick all this stuff up. Okay, so your treasure chest is going to give us the Flag of Plunder. Not sure what the plunder skill does, but since we don't have it, we probably shouldn't go for it. I'm not really sure, we'll figure that out later. Let's go towards the skeletons. Should be very easy, so we shouldn't need to cast any spells. Alright, so let's see. Skeletons, 19 of those. 29 health each, so not that bad. Yeah, they're stronger than Ice Sculptors. But the Ice Sculptors do of course have their protectors. I'm going to put these guys in the front because they've done pretty well so far. We've not managed to lose one. And yeah, I think we can go defensive at first. So that way we can just kind of leave our units to shoot. They're doing a little bit of damage to us, but not too much. I think the gargoyles should all survive. There we go. Do manage to make them flee. And no, we did lose one gargoyle. Okay, so need to be a bit careful with those. Have the option of hiring 2 skeletons for 200 gold. I don't think that's really worth doing. Okay, let's go for this. That's a bit of extra spell power. Let's go for the gold. And we definitely can't take on these bears. What else could we do? That's going to be challenging. Gets us the windmill, which is going to give us a bit of extra resources once per week. Not really worth it, in my opinion. I like the touch of the ore carts going back to the town. Same with the lumber. That's pretty nice. Might give away where our opponents are. Not sure if that's going to tell us what's going on with them. But yeah, with our current forces, we could probably take on these. I think hard is a bit worse than challenging. That's impossible. Could also go to the west. I think for now, let's go back towards our base. Let's end the turn. Okay, so back in the base, we can go for the fort, which is pretty tempting because we're pretty close to the end of the week, but not quite there yet. Actually, let me check this. So I think that means it's day 7 rather than day 6, so the fort is tempting. Other options, we got the infirmary, which again is probably quite good, but probably more useful later on. If we upgrade the Hall of Shaping, allows us to upgrade golems into automatons, but we didn't go for golems, so I'm not sure we should go for that just yet. Or actually gives us cryomancers. So cryomancers have the lash ability, which enables them to strike out in all directions. Still, I don't really want them being attacked at all, so I think I'm going to go for the fort. It's pretty affordable for us, and we can now choose what we want extra growth of, and I think I want +6 growth on my Ice Sculptors. Although 24 extra goblins would be nice. But +6 more of these is effectively 12 extra ice engines per fight, which sounds pretty nice. I'm gonna go for this, although if I went for Legion, Goblin Gunners would be really good. Let's go for the goblins. Might be the wrong choice, I'm not really sure. Okay, tomorrow a new week starts, so yeah, confirmed it is the end of the week. This makes all enemy armies stronger, but you also gain new units in your town. Okay, so I think we're probably best off just sacrificing our movement points for one turn, and just waiting here for the start of the week. Okay, so you could send your hero home to collect the new units in your town. Instead, build the tavern in town and then hire a new hero. Okay, I might do both. Okay, so the tavern enables us to recruit new heroes. Let's go for that first. And HoMM has grown to township. So we have a choice between the Grand Bazaar, which improves our marketplace, the Enchanted Wares, which improves the quality of artifacts sold at the Artificer, or Goblin Gunner Expert, which greatly increases the weekly growth of Goblin Gunners and Goblin Guards. That sounds good to me, but unfortunately, I've kind of just started a new week, so we're going to have to wait a week to really benefit from that. Still, let's pick up everything we can. Still got plenty of money. And we can pick up a new hero, so we've got this guy available, who is Edgeran. Starts off pretty good, 2 in each stat. 20 mana. Basic alchemy and basic learning. I'm hoping learning is a little bit better than in Heroes 3. Let's go for it. And we can pick up another one for 3,500 gold. Comes with just 3 goblins. Doesn't look that worthwhile. Okay, so the new hero works just like our first hero. You can give them new units, then send 2 heroes out at once. I don't think I'll do that just yet. Let's start with this guy. Let's pass all of these over. Does this work? Can I mix them together at the same time? I don't think I can. I can just have the hero on his own, with no units. I'm going to send him to the west just to explore. As there is some free stuff up there, so that's good. Okay, so let's see what we can do. So this has now become easy, this has become easy, and this has become still near impossible. So I don't think we're going to go for that. So this is the black market, which will give us magic-oriented artifacts. This is the Sigil Stone, which will enable us to spend resources to gain a magical skill. That's pretty tempting. Ruins is going to give us some resources, or possibly some troops. That's also very tempting. Silver Band is very basic, but we can just pick it up on the way. I think we will go in this direction, although it does appear to be a bit of a dead end. Still, let's go for it. Let's stay fairly defensive for now. I think the game is expected to cost $10. It's still in development. I should have mentioned that much earlier. The game is still in development. It's expected to come out on Steam in 2021. There's also an itch.io page. I will link to those in the description. I can skip to the outcome here, which I assume means I'm going to take no losses. Oh, I did. I wish I hadn't done that now. Oh well, I can hire 5 of them for 600 gold. Don't think I will. I might go for diplomacy on like stronger creatures, but probably not those. Okay, so recruitment increases growth in our towns. I'm pretty tempted to go for that because that's going to give us even more goblins, and start of week 3, we should have Legion by then, and we should just have like super powerful goblins. I think that sounds pretty good. Okay, so we're going to pick this up, we're going to pick up some wood, and we can go for these. That's going to get us the Tunic of Mayhem, which is +1 to our Legion skill. So we definitely want to go for that. Then let's end the turn. To the north of your town, there is a mountain pass leading to a new area. Your army should now be strong enough to defeat the creatures guarding that mountain pass. I assume that means this, but it tells me it's near impossible, so I'm not sure I want to do that. Okay, so this time around we're going to send this guy forward, we're going to keep these towards the back, and gargoyles do get killed a bit too easily, but I really don't want to lose one of these. Ice Sculptors, pretty good so far. Let's just kick off. Okay, so the Ice Sculptors are kind of going in first. That looks actually pretty bad. Some pretty heavy damage being taken there. I think I'll go for this. So we do regenerate spell points each day, so we have 13 mana currently. We should go up to 14 if we don't use a spell this turn. If we do, we should have 7 next turn, so I think we're fine to do this once, although it's a relatively easy fight, so I think we just have to go for it. I'm going to try and focus fire in this direction just to protect our Ice Sculptors. We have lost one. Okay, well hopefully that's going to be worth it. We didn't take too many losses, it was just the one Ice Sculptor. We can hire some of these. Again, not that tempted by that. They are pretty good, but I think they die a bit too easily, and there's just not enough available to us. Okay, so we've got to choose what to keep. I think we just go for Sulfur because we don't have too much of that. Go for this. And we'll pick up some of this, and that's pretty much all we can do. Lost Hero. Once mighty, now dead, but there's always a silver lining. and you may be able to find something useful on their remains. Let's give it a go. Knight's Gloves, +1 defense, +1 attack. I'm just going to go for that. Move in this direction, and we can still build in our town. So this time round, Archives of Magic unlocks 4 spells, 1 of each minor, major, and ultimate spells. And Hurricane, but Hurricane requires us to be level 10. Also gives us +1 knowledge. That's pretty expensive, and I feel like that's something we should probably go for later. Okay, so the Infirmary is going to give us half of our lost creatures back, and a few are brought back each day. I feel like now might be the time to go for that. There's also the Stronghold, which greatly increases the growth of one of our units. I don't think we really need to go for that. We're not likely to be attacked. Probably just going to go for the Infirmary in this case, because we should take some losses soon. That gives us the University, which enables us to create wizards. Those are pretty good, so 110 health, they're spellcasters, and they're also ranged, so those look really solid because they're hard to kill, and they also don't need to be near their opponents. So if we recruit some of those, should be able to take quite a few fights with relatively few losses. Axe of the Slayer for +2 attack. I don't think we'll go for that just yet. Should have gone for the ore there actually, but never mind. Okay, so let's keep exploring to the north for now, and let's end our turn. "13 Goblin Gunners." I think I'd rather go for that, because we are about to take a fight. These guys do want to fight us, so there's Corpse Eaters, and they can leap towards us, dealing damage to all enemies where they land. That does not sound good for these. I think we want to move these safely towards the back. We want something relatively sturdy to take these on, so let's put our hero up there. And then these guys leech life, so if we just try and farm them down before they reach us, I think that's definitely one for the goblins. And the Ice Sculptors are just going to be in front. Too many units fielded. Send back to reserves. Not sure how that's worked out. Unit value. Okay. So I'm not really sure how that particular mechanic works, but we've put 3 creatures back. That's fine for now. I don't think we need to worry about that too much. Okay, so these Corpse Eaters are really doing a lot of damage, and our hero is pretty much immediately not doing too well, so I'm going to try and focus fire up in this direction. We took quite a few losses actually. 2 Ice Sculptors down, 6 Gargoyles. 2000 XP though, we might get a level up. No. Okay, so we can actually hire some Corpse Eaters. This time round, I'm going to say yes. And we've already got Legion because of our artifact. So the alternatives are Air Magic, which teaches us an air spell, and Swarming. That sounds good if that's just a passive effect. 3 duplicates. Presumably doesn't affect the whole reserves thing. I'm gonna go for that. Okay, so we can now go up to the Sigil Stone, which enables us to spend some resources for a magic skill. Okay, so we may activate this, and we can be infused with its power if we prepare a ritual using 2 sulfur, 2 mercury, 2 crystals, and a day of work. It says 2 days, I'm not sure why. Basic healing is going to improve the effectiveness of infirmaries, and let more of our slain units be healed. Upgrade requires level 9 and better estates, but I think basic healing should be available now. Let's go for that. So we're stuck in place. Tired for 2 more days. I think that's fine. I think this might be a dead end, but I'm going to go in this direction just to explore. Okay, so that's a sulfur mine and a crystal mine. We shouldn't really need either of those just yet. Let's just go scout. 3 treasure chests up there. And we can build something in our town. I think we want to upgrade our income if we can. So the marketplace is not too useful to us right now, although we could trade some wood. But if we go for the center of Arcane, that's going to improve our gold income by 500 per day. let's start going in that direction. And let's end the turn. Okay, so we can see the green hero to the northwest. Let's see what they've got. So they're considered pretty beatable, but that assumes this is their main. Probably is their main hero since this is the tutorial. You would think it's not going to be too painful. Let's go back to this. So this guy's still tired for one more turn. We're going to steal this treasure chest before they can. Child of Midas has the warding ability, which has a chance of avoiding damage from elite creatures and a high chance of being unaffected by spells. Probably better for us if we go for that. We're not going to be strong enough to actually take any fights, but yeah, even these very basic fights, but it's better than nothing. Titan Ruins to claim resources, we're not going to go for that, and this I guess is an obelisk. Reveals clues towards buried treasure, so again that's very Heroes of Might and Magic inspired, of course. Didn't really do anything on this occasion, but that's fine. Okay, so let's move towards the Lost Hero and let's build one more thing. So like I said, we're going to go for the center of the Arcane just to improve our income, and we're going to end the turn. What I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to wait until week 3 and then we're going to go pretty aggressive. So this guy has now woken up. We should be able to take these on. That gets us the black market. That's probably worth doing. I'm sure we'll take some losses, but let's go for it. Okay, it's considered very easy. I still want to control it because last time I left it to the auto-resolve, we took a few losses. Okay, so let's see. So these guys, just troglodytes, and these guys, gorgons. So yeah, we have fought these before. Neither of them are ranged, so if we just put these guys towards the front and then put the gargoyles in front, put the hero at the front too, and these guys 65 health, they could go down, so want to be a little bit careful. Let's try that. Okay, so hero goes forward first. Our units are all firing on these. We're taking potentially some losses up here. I'm going to focus fire in this direction. Okay, so we took one loss to our Corpse Eater or whatever it's called. Corpse Eater? Yeah, Corpse Eater. One loss to those, kind of unfortunate, but I guess that's fine. Hire 6 troglodytes for 700 gold. I'm going to say no, because we don't know what these resources are going to cost us. Okay, so we've got the Ceremonial Bunnyfoot for +1 morale, +1 luck. That's straight out of Heroes 2, I'm pretty sure. Zaro's Mask is an ultimate helmet for +2 knowledge, +2 spell power. +1 healing skill from Cleric's Trousers. Mandal's Insignia for +1 demonology, that's not relevant to us, I'm pretty sure. And this is +1 defense, +1 attack. So Cleric's Trousers is tempting to me. We did just do a fight, so I kind of feel like maybe we should do that. This is also very tempting. This is more obviously immediately useful to me, so I think I'll go for this. And let's have a look. So yeah, we've got that equipped, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we've got that equipped. We've got the Dust Mage's Cape, the Knight's Gloves, the Silver Band, and the Tunic of Mayhem, so we've got +5 attack, 5 defense, 2 knowledge, and 5 spell power. And the game seems to think that we can go for this. I'm not sure I trust the game, but it is the tutorial, so hopefully it's not about to screw us over. Give me some units if possible. Titan Kilt for +3 spell power, -1 creature speed. I will go for this because, actually, yeah, 19 mana, so I should be able to summon some creatures. So +3 spell power I think is worth it. Okay, so he's moved as far as he can. Let's go back to this guy. Clawed Gauntlets for +1 cool beasts. Don't know if that's relevant to us. I'm gonna go for the gold. Then we can go for the camp, but that pretty much just takes us to a dead end, so I don't really see the point. Still, where else are we going to go? We can at least scout slightly further to the north, so these guys look pretty scary. Don't think we'll be going for those. Let's just go back towards the east, might actually go towards the shipyard. And let's end the turn there, although before we do, mustn't forget to upgrade this. So we've got the centre of the Arcane. In order to get the Palace of the Arcane, we need to upgrade our town. So we just need to keep pushing kind of through the tech tree. Upgraded Hall of Shaping is pretty tempting. We have got a few units back. I'm not sure if we can swap this round. Maybe we can. But yeah, I definitely want to go for the University, that sounds really good. We can also upgrade it, which is going to give us the Battle Mages, which have even more health. And Teleswap, which enables them to escape melee attackers. I don't think we need to go that overkill on the tutorial, I would hope. And yeah, let's end the turn there. Okay, so there's neutral armies on the sea. I'm worried about this, I'm not sure this is wise. Mountain Pass. This is definitely the Mountain Pass, surely. Should now be strong enough. Says it's near impossible. They've got some kind of wall. Okay, so when our army is big enough, some of our units will have to stay in reserve, waiting until later in the fight to join the fray. Okay, so they still get involved. We can also drag up the reserve to switch which units are benched. So in this case, we do get to use everything. Let's see what these things can do. So these guys are melee attackers. These guys are ranged attackers, and they look pretty scary, so I'm a bit concerned about that. And Sultans are also casters, so I'm not sure. I don't think it's explained how we actually breach the walls here. Not sure how I feel about this. I think gargoyles can surely fly over the walls, I would think. So yeah, this creature is able to fly, moving faster and dodging whenever it can't attack. It's able to grab enemies close to death, then drop them from great heights. It can also fly over walls. So we've only got 9 of them, so I'm not sure that's enough. Leap can jump over walls, so let's put these guys up top too. And then these guys towards the back, I think. Not sure we can do this, but we are going to try casting a spell and hope for the best. Okay, so there's actually scale walls, so that's another formation. So normally flying and jumping units do not scale walls before the first piece of wall has been broken. Press this to have them scale the wall immediately. I think we do that. And then we kick off. Okay, so first things first, we're going to cast this. We're going to cast it next to the 2 ranged creatures. And hopefully, because we have decent spell power, that is going to help us out. This thing costs us 4 mana. So if we go for that, we should still be able to go for Summon Anima again. So this thing is going to deal damage to all enemies in a line cast from your hero. That sounds like it would hit both of these, although maybe I should wait until I'm a little bit closer. I'm sure we're taking a lot of damage here. Gargoyles, some of them are still alive. Anima, we've got a couple still alive too. We can go for another cast, let's just do it. Looks like we have taken most of them out. We've taken a few losses, nothing too bad. Okay, so the Corpse Eaters are all dead. We're down to just 2 Ice Sculptors. Half our Gargoyles gone, but our power stack of Goblins still doing good, and that gets us 12k XP, which has got to be a couple more levels. So Cyclones, I was really hoping for the other one. The other one would have been much nicer, but these are pretty cheap. They're pretty decent, I think. Avoid some damage, they can fly. We do just want to, I think, keep our momentum, so let's go for that. And we can go for Air Magic, we can upgrade Alchemy. I guess we go for this. Midas Touch doesn't massively appeal, plus it's not available for 3 more levels. So I'm not sure how much ether we have. I am going to click on this. And we've grown an extra level 2. Okay, so this time round, it's nearly day 7, so extra growth probably makes sense. And we get another level 2. Okay, so we can go for Legion. Legion level 2 to make our goblins even stronger. And yeah, the goblins are doing really well, so let's just keep amping that up. We've now claimed this, and we can continue pushing on in this direction, so we can't take on the elemental outpost, that's not going to go our way. I'm going to start heading back. It says you should be ready for the game now, there's more stuff to explore in the Land of Lava, and north of that is where the enemy player lives. They play by the same rules you do, even if its brain is a computer. Do your best to win, good luck. Okay, so I do want to go for that. I'm going to go back towards the town. I'm going to pick up some more units. I'm going to send this guy back towards the east. I don't think there's too much else he can do. He's going to have to fight if he goes for these. If he goes into the water, he might get killed because we've seen a ship on the prowl. But 1,000 gold and 5 wood. We might find something better than that if we go on the sea. Let's do it. And we are immediately in our ship. Okay, so this is guarded, so I'm not convinced this was wise. Oh well, what's this do? Clues. Treasure clues. Don't think we need to worry about that in the tutorial, so let's just ignore that for now. Neutral army, kind of coming towards us. Day 7, let's go straight back to our town. I don't think there's anything else we can really do. Okay, so last thing to potentially do, I think we want to save our money as much as possible. And I think next turn we definitely want to go for as many goblin gunners as possible. Upgraded workshop is pretty cheap. I'm going to go for that, and we're going to upgrade. That costs us 2,500. I think we'll do that next turn. Let's have this guy go to the east. Okay, so some floating sulfur. Some floating wood. We're doing fine for wood. Okay, so nothing too much there. Let's just end the turn. Okay, new week begins. Let's jump into this. And we've got 5,000 to spend, so probably don't actually want to go for a creature this turn. Goblin Guard. We already know that we have extremely good Goblin Guards thanks to our Legion ability, so let's go for as many as possible. So that's going to cost us 6,000 to buy all of them. I have already gone for the upgrade building. I also want to go for some wizards, but that doesn't really work with Legion. So I think getting as many of these as possible is the obvious thing to do. So I've spent a lot of gold on that, and we're just going to buy some more till we have no money left. That's slightly disappointing. I was hoping I'd be able to actually restock all my units. I've got 95 Goblin Guards. But, on the other hand, because of Legion, we should be getting, I think we got 2 levels of this, which I think means a double effect, so it should be plus 10 health to each and plus 2 damage, which should be really solid. And I'm gonna risk going straight for the attack. And then this guy's just gonna keep scouting pretty much at the corner of the map, so there's not too much we can do. Could actually land. Let's do that. Looks like disembarking from your ship. Oh, we're being attacked. Who are these guys? So I left some units behind. I don't know if these are like auto-spawning or if I had the option of picking these up. If I knew I did, I would have definitely picked them up. Okay, so this is probably going to beat us. So Imps are pretty weak. Ash Demons can teleport, so they're going to screw us over probably. Flame Stokers don't look too great. Goblin Guards we know about. And the heroes in the back. Pretty sure we lose this. It says we fielded too many units. But unit value fielded is 55 out of 119, so I'm not sure I understand that. Okay, so I clicked send back to reserve, but looks like we do get to keep all of our units. So from range, we're not too great. We probably just want to... Well, presumably, yeah, our towers will do some damage to them. So let's stay defensive. Just hope that the marksmen on the walls are going to make up for our lack of strength. Let's see what happens. So they're coming towards us. We are doing some damage to them as they come through. Haven't broken through our walls yet, but I think they're still doing a lot of damage to us. Genie's still alive, but they are overwhelming us. They've broken through our walls. We don't have anything that can cast a spell. Genies, Battle Mage even. I keep thinking they're genies because it looks like they're sat on magic carpets. Still alive. These guys have all died. The automatons are all dead. A couple of gargoyles left. It's just down to these guys now. Not actually sure where they are. One's dead. The other's over in this part of the map. And we lost. The good news is, that's pretty near to our main hero, so hopefully we can wipe that out. They've gone straight past us. Says we have a moderate chance of success. Pretty sure diplomacy won't work on these. They have actually got some units in there, so maybe they just auto-spawn. Not sure if it explains that. But yeah, let's go for this. Okay, so too many units fielded. They're going to send 6 Goblin Guards back to reserve. I think that's fine. Let's spread these out. So, I think we just want these guys to go for the Imps. Yeah, here seems fine. We're going to put the hero towards the top. Gargoyles tend to perform well just about everywhere. Let's put them down towards the bottom. Let's put these guys in the front because they're kind of the odd ones out, and if they die I think that's fine. And the Ice Sculptors we're going to leave in the back. Okay. So I think we're stronger from range, so perhaps we should actually go defensive just at first. Let's try that. Let's go. Okay, so spells we can go for, we can summon some of these. This is pretty much the main fight, so if we can go for this twice, I think that makes sense. Sunbeam is going to do damage in a line. So our hero is currently... There are these kind of wolf-looking things, or cats possibly, or hellhounds maybe. They look like they're in a line from us. Costs us 4 mana though, and I think I'd rather go for summon Anima twice. So I'm going to go for that once. I'm going to put it next to the enemy hero. They get pretty much immediately wiped out because they're in range of some of their ranged creatures, so probably wasn't actually a good idea to do that. But our goblins are doing a lot of damage. We've lost a gargoyle, we've lost an ice sculptor, but our goblins, I'm pretty sure, are just overwhelming everything. And yeah, the enemies are already fleeing. This appears to be pretty much over. Just need to chase them down. And yeah, that's definitely that Legion skill kicking in. Goblins doing a ton of damage. I'm hoping that was their main because we did not take too many losses. So we can pick up some actual Goblin Guards for 1400 gold. I'm going to do it because I don't want to go back. Let's go for these next. Okay, so we need to put some units in reserve. I don't think we want these in reserve, so let's bring them back. Let's put a few of these in reserve. How do I split them up? I need to send something back. Is there a way I can do it by a specific number? So if I hold control and drag, that moves them one at a time. I'm sure there's a better way of doing this. If I split these again, put 13 in there. Gonna move these back together. That's probably fine. We can send a few more out, let's do that. Okay, so in the town they've got no range units. They do have the marksmen on the walls, but those didn't seem too strong, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's just go as aggressive as possible. Send everyone forward. Make sure we scale the walls and just start the fight. So the goblins will hopefully take out the marksmen pretty much immediately, or in fact the enemy creatures themselves. Getting heavily damaged, we've lost another gargoyle. It's really all about the goblins. Just tons of ultra powerful goblins, much stronger than they have any right to be. And we've won. 3000 XP. We can't afford to hire the lava beasts, but that's fine. Okay, so we can't go for another rank of Legion, but we can go for any of these. So let's see what works best. So Midas Touch is good for our heroes. I don't think I care too much about that. It does give us some gold. Bloodlust. I'm looking for something that synergizes with Legion. That gives us new spells, but our magic's not that great. So Diplomacy increases the chance of something wanting to join us. I think maybe Warding. Although Bloodlust, a lot of our creatures should be dying in theory, because we have just a big horde of goblins. So if we can keep improving our goblins, I guess that's good for us. Can I pick these up? Don't think I can. So there are some defenders in there, but I don't think we control that. Okay, so we've heard that the enemy is to the north, so let's go in that direction. Our town has already built, I think. Or we just can't afford anything. Okay. Going back to this guy, we're going to pick up some treasure. We're going to go for the gold. We're going to pick this up, and we're going to go back to our ship. And let's pick this up. And let's move to the west. Okay, so hopefully we've taken out their best hero. Maybe the tavern tells us if it's anything like heroes. I'm not sure. Gonna avoid spending though. If we look in the tavern, so we've got Rildur, the level 4 wizard. He's gonna come with a few more creatures, and the main thing we can do with him is we can actually bring some creatures up with us, but we just don't have enough gold right now, so let's go back to our main. And I assume we follow the path. I'm not confident that we're strong enough now, but I'm hoping that the kind of calculated damage, or the kind of calculated difficulty, isn't affected by the Legion skill, which I'm relying on quite a lot. Is this the opponent's town? It kind of suggests we can just claim it. Yeah, so we just claim that for free. Starts off really good. We can also build some golems if we want to. Stone Watchers. Okay, so they're not gargoyles, they're technically Stone Watchers, but never mind. Alright, so we're going to go for as many of these as we can afford, because we know that we're very good with those. Already upgraded, I believe. Yep, so we've already got the upgraded workshop. The Arcane Spire's not yet been built, but we've got the Mages Guild. +1 spell power for visiting. Doesn't say it regenerates our spell points if we end the turn here. And we do still have some movement points. We can also see another green hero, which we can reach. So yeah, let's go for that. Okay, too many units fielded. We just need to send a couple back. That seems fine. Okay, so they've got some golems, they've got lava beasts. Quite a few goblin guards, but assuming this hero doesn't have Legion, we should be okay. Because it doesn't actually tell us when we hover. Still says 39 health, 7 damage. But yeah, I think we want these guys to wipe out the golems. Gargoyle's not really going to do too much. And this guy, if this guy dies, it's fine. Let's go for it. So they do have a few gargoyles, but we've got so many creatures, I'm hoping we just kind of overwhelm them. We've got Holy Light, which affects all friendly units, heals all wounds. Don't think we're going to go for that. We've also got Summon Worms, which summons a group of worms to temporarily fight for us. Not sure how good worms are, but they're in this fight. We've got 5 mana. We can go for it. It's goblins at the back, so if we summon our worms next to the goblins, they're just going to get shot. So let's put them in the front instead. Let's actually have a look at these worms. So worms have 50 health, 7 damage, 4 speed. They're pretty bad, but as long as they're distracting things and stopping our mains from getting killed, I think that's fine. Looks like the enemy also summoned some worms, but we finished them off pretty easily, and they're already fleeing. We've taken 3 losses, so at this point we're literally down to just goblins. That's fine, the goblins are doing really well. We can't afford to hire any, but never mind. Okay, so I'm not sure what they have left. But presumably that wasn't their town, so they might have something to the north. I'm hoping we don't need to go back and reinforce. Okay, so no sign of green. Path doesn't seem to lead anywhere. So the hint said something about to the north of the lava region. So I guess we just push up. So we've got enough gold to hire this guy for 2,500 gold. I think we should go for it. And let's send him up just to pass some units over. And then let's go claim some stuff. Okay, so the path kind of starts again up in this direction. So if we go in this direction, we have to take on some gargoyles or stone watchers, whatever they're called. Says that's impossible. I don't think that's true. Oh, I'm on the wrong hero. Okay, this should be a lot more simple. Yeah, easy actually. It does give us some gold and a treasure chest, which may or may not be gold in this game. This should be easy with our goblins. Let's just do it. We don't have to fight them, but I will, because I just trust my goblins more than I trust the auto-resolve. Let's try this. Stay defensive for now. Okay, so they're coming towards us. Let's start attacking. Okay, no losses so far, and we're just about to win. So we lost one goblin, but it's one of the basic ones we just got from our new hero, so that's fine. Okay, we can pick up these for 1,000 gold, but we don't have any. Reaper's Scythe, +1 attack, +1 spell power, or 1,000 experience. I think we're going to go for the experience because I want to see if I can upgrade Legion even more. Temple of Nature allows us to summon nature creatures using crystals, mana, and gold. I'm going to click on this again because I want to check this out. So is that ether? I'm not actually sure. Yeah, I'm not actually sure about that. I assume that's ether. This made me think of ether. I don't think it's got anything to do with ether, but still. Okay, so in the middle of a dense, lush forest, you find a constellation of stones and flowers that belaze the Temple of Nature. You may offer up 10 mana, 5 crystals, and 1,000 gold to summon a small group of beasts. Gold is the problem right now, so that doesn't really help us too much. Yeah, we kind of need to save as much gold as we can. Let's see if we can find some on the water. This I'm pretty sure... No, it's a shipwreck. So we could find some gold in here, I'm hoping we will. Rabbit's Charm. That's not the one we already had. Okay, so we get a few resources for that, but not any actual gold, which is what I prefer. We should probably just ignore this town at this point, it's a bit too far away, but this town we can pick up some things. Let's save our gold for now. Let's just end the turn. We can see another green hero has emerged. They're coming towards our town. They don't quite make it, and I think there's something to the west as well. Let's see. Moderate chance of success. So they seem to have quite a lot. These guys are level 9. We can't quite reach them, but we probably have to go back and defend. So let's go in this direction. It's getting a little bit laggy, so I'm going to save the game just in case. Of course, it's not been released yet. You do have to bear that in mind, so if there are bugs and things, that's not necessarily surprising. Okay, game's been saved. And I think saving the game might have actually crashed it. Actually, never mind, I just clicked off the tab and clicked back on it, and now it's completely fine. Alright, let's go for some gold. And let's go for some gold up here as well. Okay, so up here we've got an Imp cache, which is a familiar concept from Heroes 3, of course. Obviously not going to go for that with our scout, but worth a look. And this guy might get attacked if we go up in this direction. Yeah, this thing's going to kill us, so we probably should just back off. Then going back to this, we should be able to hire a few more creatures, so let's upgrade first. Let's pick up some more, and we've still got 5,000 left to spend, so we can go for these. We could go for the University, which is relatively cheap. Considering how good those are, I think that's a pretty good price. So we're going to go for that. We're going to hire all of them. Still got 1,000 left to spend. Golems cost us 1 ore each. Those are about the same price as Stone Watchers. They have more health. Also have the warding ability and the sturdy ability. There's not too much in it. Can also upgrade these. So Stone Watchers, I get it now. Stone Watchers are upgraded gargoyles. And they do have a lot more health. They do a bit more damage. Same speed. I think we should upgrade, and I think we should go for more of these. Okay. So that's a pretty solid defensive force. We'll see if they come to attack. I don't think they will. Nope, they're going to run off instead. No, they're coming back towards us. They don't go for the attack, but they've not moved too far, and another hero has come from the east, so they're definitely off to the east somewhere. Let's see if we can chase them down. And yeah, being honest here, I am experiencing some lag at this point, so I think we've encountered a bit of a bug. I'm hoping we'll just about get through the map. This particular fight should be fine. It's a new turn, so we can pick up some more units. Let's go for these as usual, and let's just pick up as many of these as we can. Okay, so that's all of our gold gone. We've got a good mix of units. Let's go take this guy on. Says he should be easy at this point. Do have to keep some creatures in reserve, so actually a lot of creatures need to be kept in reserve here. I think we do want to involve our goblins because they're so good. And we'll move everything else back. Yeah, so not really able to field too much. If we go like this, that seems about fine. Okay, so they've got the same kind of stuff as before. They've got fire stingers, which we've not seen before, but they're pretty weak. They should go down pretty quick. Militia, very basic. Their hero, goblin guards, flame stokers, flame fiends. I think this is pretty straightforward. I'm going to keep these guys in front of our goblins because they have so much health. And we're going to go defensive. We're going to start the fight. Hero rushes forward. If he gets killed, I think that's fine. We are clearly being attacked pretty heavily, but no losses so far, to my surprise. Some of our reserves have come in. We are actually losing some goblins. I'm getting a bit scared now. So I can heal wounds, but I don't think our creatures have too much health. I think I just go for summon anima again. We can go for summon worms 3 times or summon anima twice. I think this did better last time. Let's go for these. Okay, so we're taking heavy losses this time. This was supposed to be relatively easy, but clearly pretty tough. I think we must have been hit by some kind of area effect spell. Our creatures are glowing red. Something bad has happened. We've still got most of our forces, but yeah, pretty heavy losses actually. Hopefully we don't have too much left, because we can't afford to do that too many more times. So we're not making enough money to really benefit from more diplomacy, I think. I guess warding could help reduce enemy spell power. That does sound nice. Midas Touch does work well with diplomacy. I'm not sure how good it is, but it's the bottom tier, so I assume it's pretty good. And then to the north we've got another hero. Let's check what they have. So they're pretty easy. I think I'm just going to ignore them. I'm going to go to the east. And is that their main town? I think it might be. Okay. So I am going to move this guy. Don't think there's much he can do at this point. Let's just go back to the shore. And then back to this hero. Let's pick up some wood. He's probably going to get killed. I don't think there's too much he can do, really. Just going to tuck him in a corner. Hope for the best. And yeah, unfortunately we are getting some lag at this point. I don't think there's much we can do about that. had absolutely zero performance problems at first, so I think this is specific to the tutorial, but game is of course not released yet. Again, just need to reiterate that. I am actually really enjoying this, so I don't feel overly concerned by the lag I've experienced so far. I'm pretty sure that will be fixed. Okay, let's start the fight. This is... I'm not sure what's defending the town, so I'm going to refrain from using my spells. It's considered massively in our favour. We've taken no losses. Yeah, this is a lot easier than the previous fight, so that's good. You can change the battle speed as well, by the way, so we've sped it up there. You can also put it to half speed, and I think you can pause it too. 200 gold to pick up one of these. Let's just go for it. Okay, so in the town... we've got a level 13 hero. Our hero is level 10, so I'm not scared of the creatures, but the hero themselves might be pretty good. Too many units fielded still. I think, yeah, we definitely want our Stone Watchers because we definitely want to be able to just fly over the walls. I'm going to put them towards the front. And then, yeah, in the back they've got 2 Flame Stokers and 3 Flame Fiends. All of that is pretty straightforward. As long as this hero is not too good, but to be honest, from what I've seen, the hero is not that important. Let's just send our genie back, or whatever it's called. It's not genie, is it? Battle Mage? Wizard. I think Wizard upgrades to Battle Mage, but yeah. Okay, so the gargoyles should scale the walls. We'll probably take a few losses, but the main thing is just to do some damage to the hero. A lot of these guys have suddenly popped up, but they're pretty much all dead. We've still taken no losses. 1 loss to the goblins. Enemy hero is either stunned or beaten. Beaten, I guess. So yeah, level 13, but not actually too tough. Does actually need creatures to actually do anything. We can hire one of these for 200 gold. I'm not going to bother doing that. So we've taken their town. I assume it's their only town. I'm going to try and chase down their final hero. Let's just end the turn. Let's see what happens. So I think that was neutral armies to the northwest, so we don't need to deal with those. So I think this might be the last of them. Let's see what they've got. So we need to keep some units in reserve again. I think that's fine. So they've got Waveborn, who... so they're ranged creatures. They look pretty similar to like the Ice Elementals from Heroes 3. Because they're ranged creatures, clearly some kind of water elemental. Ethereal helps them dodge some attacks, but yeah, overall, pretty weak again. I think we just go and overwhelm these as quickly as possible. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay, let's summon some worms just because we can. Keeps them nice and distracted. Enemy hero is already beaten and fleeing. No losses so far. Waveborn easily dispatched, and looks like the rest of them are easily beaten too, so no losses at all there. Is that the last of them? There we go. We've won it. Easy difficulty apparently. I mean, it's the tutorial, so I guess I'm not surprised, but that still hurts my feelings a bit. There we go. We have beaten the tutorial. That was really fun. I actually really enjoyed that. Obviously, the only issue is the FPS drops at the end. Don't really know what caused that, but I'm pretty sure that will be fixed pretty soon. I've seen a couple of other people reporting crashes on the tutorial, specifically on the tutorial, so other maps are probably fine, and I'm sure the tutorial will be fixed soon. But yeah, that is Heroes Hour. It's a fun little indie strategy RPG. I did enjoy that, and yeah, definitely some clear similarities to Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Seems like a fun little game. It's expected to be sold for $10 on Steam. Will of course be on sale at some point too, so worth keeping an eye on if it looked fun to you. But yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for watching guys. Do subscribe for more strategy game content, and I'll see you next time.